Raheem Sterling stepped forward to save Manchester City's championship. This was as comfortable a victory as the scoreline suggests, with Raheem Sterling grabbing the easiest of hat-tricks and Phil Foden also getting on the scoresheet as Manchester City once again moved 12 points clear at the top of the Premier League. Sterling opened the scoring with a curling effort in the first half, and took away the match ball after scoring two relatively simple second-half goals, the first with a close-range header and the second from the penalty spot after substitute James McAtee was hauled down late on. Angus Gunn managed to get a fingertip to save Sterling's first effort from the spot kick, but the England forward followed up to claim his treble as Norwich barely managed to lay a glove on Pep Guardiola's sublime side all afternoon. Dean Smith made two changes from Norwich City's midweek draw with Crystal Palace, with Przemisław Plaketa and Adam Ida making way for Billy Gilmore and Josh Sargent. For Guardiola's team there were 5 changes from the side which beat Brentford on Wednesday evening, with Kyle Walker, Nathan Aké, Oleksandr Zinchenko, Fernandinho and Ilkay Gundogan all coming in. One surprise absentee from the squad was Jack Grealish, with a shin problem on first report. Curiously lackluster in their previous away game against Southampton last month, Manchester City started more like the team we have come to know and admire, and it was some surprise that they were only 1 goal up going into halftime after a frantic first 45 minutes in which Norwich also created some good chances of their own. That was largely due to some excellent carrying of the ball by Milot, Rashica and Brandon Williams, who succeeded in punching a few holes in the away defense with their forceful runs, Rúben Dias in particular suffering 1 or 2 uncomfortable moments. The first came after only 2 minutes, and Rashica placed him under extreme pressure before the linesman spotted an offside. Dias then hauled Rashica down as the Norwich man made a thrilling run from his own box into the Manchester half, and the Portuguese centre-back was rightly booked. However, it was Gunn's goal which was under the most sustained attack as Norwich struggled to contend with the champions' movement and were forced into desperate defending in their own penalty box as the visitors cut through repeatedly. On 6 minutes Riyad Mahrez fed Bernardo Silva, who took 2 Norwich defenders out with a twinkle of his toes, and then hit the inside of the post with a curling shot. Gunn was mightily relieved that the ball bounced back into his arms rather than into the net. Gundogan also had a couple of opportunities as he spirited into the Norwich box to make space for himself, but the first goal, when it arrived just after the half-hour mark, was a relatively soft one. Walker's cross should have been comfortably cut out by Max Aarons, but the home fullback allowed the ball to run through to Sterling, and in trying to make amends the defender may have got a slight touch to the ball as the City player curled past Gunn and into the corner of the net. The difference between the two sides was emphasized a moment later when Norwich produced a wonderful move, with Teemu Pukki in the thick of the action, to carve out an opportunity for Kenny McLean, but his poor shot flew well wide. Any hopes that Norwich might establish parity on the scoresheet were virtually snuffed out just 3 minutes into the second half, when Sterling again combined dangerously with Gundogan down the left. The German international got to the dead ball line and picked out Foden, whose initial effort from close range was blocked by Gunn. The England midfielder reacted quicker than anybody, and his second effort dribbled over the line, even though it appeared initially that Grant Hanley had managed to prevent it doing so. Whatever fight Norwich had drained away at that moment, for they already looked shattered by their first half efforts, and a few moments later Fernandinho flicked on a Gundogan corner into the path of Nathan Aké, whose volley from inside the 6-yard area clipped the top of the crossbar. Manchester City were starting to look imperious, none more so than goalkeeper Ederson, who came out of his own penalty area to cut out a cross, then beat a Norwich player with a swivel of his hips before passing to a teammate. He was also up to the tricks of opposing players, comfortably saving when Rashica tried to beat him at his near post just after the hour.